Welcome to the Beautifully Broken podcast. I'm your host, Freddie Kimmel, and on this show we explore the survivor's journey, practitioners making a difference, and the therapeutic treatments and transformational technology that allow the body to heal itself. Witness the inspiration we gain by navigating the human experience with grace, humility, and a healthy dose of mistakes. Because part of being human is being beautifully broken. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Beautifully Broken podcast. Today is a nudge. I would like to nudge you in the general direction, a gentle push to a truth that I've rediscovered. And the magic of biohacking defined as using technology, elite supplementation to upgrade our biology, is made so magical when we put intention or energy behind the action. You've heard me say this before, maybe on the podcast. But how we intent to do something and then take that intervention and apply it to the other 24 hours a day is where the magic happens. Whether it's deliberate cold exposure or red light therapy or sitting down for an organic meal we've just prepared. It's the embodiment of that act that creates change, a ripple effect throughout the other 24 hours of the day. I'll give you an example. So sitting in cold water for 3 to 5 minutes between 33 and 55 degrees, we know there are benefits to that hormetic stressor like increased metabolic activity, bathing our brain in beneficial neurotransmitters, circulation, building anti-fragility practices into our life, like sitting in ice can create strength and resiliency. But the difference between getting in ice and doing the damn thing and getting in and getting out and right back into Instagram, cell phone, the things we haven't completed, the bills we haven't paid, the task that I'm late for, the next Zoom call that I really haven't prepped for. It's really not much better in my experience than a drug. It's a quick fix. What I would offer is the subtle shift in energetics behind ice. Let's just stay on ice because I was just in an ice barrel. I'm zen, I'm chilled. I feel my felt experience is this incredible state change. So what I want to do is try to bring that through the rest of my day. That could be how I put on my clothes, how I open a door, how I speak to my partner, how I engage with someone in the grocery store. Ice brings you into that deep state of awareness of just being here and now. And so if I look at it as a practice, it's a teachable lesson, right? The only thing I can do in that ice is breathe. I'm experiencing this supreme state of stillness and then this parasympathetic rebound into the true state of healing that my nervous system exists in. How can I carry that into the other areas of my day? That is powerful. And I think that's when I notice increased joy and ease to life. I witness the universe just kind of opening up doors for me when I embody the practice. I can give you another example. It's sitting down in an anti-gravity chair and putting a coil on my body, doing a little amp coil, pulse electromagnetic field and frequency. There's 2 ways I can approach this task. So I can sit down, I can have Netflix on, I can be writing on a piece of paper, trying to get an outline for the next show or a work assignment done. Coiling's happening while I'm doing everything else. Or I can mention, as I did, the anti-gravity chair. I can put on some nice music. Maybe I put on some essential oils on the base of my wrist and under my ears. Maybe I put an eye mask over my face with lavender. And maybe I'll cue up a little breath work on other ship and just do a 4-4-4 breathing pattern. 4-4-4-4-4. 4 in, hold 4, out 4, hold 4. And I sit with the breath, and I sit knowing the science that with each pulsed electromagnetic field wave, my body's making more energy, cells are respirating, they're dumping garbage. And with each different frequency pattern, my cells are communicating with each other, the organs and organ systems, and I'm feeling the shift. So if I'm really present, if I'm with it, my body benefits. And I can only speak to my lived experience. My lived experience is witnessing a dramatic improvement in heart rate variability or parasympathetic tone in my nervous system. My lived experience is more joy, more ease. My lived experience is showing up better in my environment, whether that's attending a live event. And because I have embodied that practice, I can be on my feet for 14 hours without fatigue. I can have conversation after conversation with people wanting to learn a different way of existing on the planet through all this technology that we talk about on the podcast. But unless I walk the walk, it's sort of a sad story, right? It's like the worst. It's like I am driven to improve my embodiment of all these things that I talk about and be the living example, not only for the quality of my own life, but to really be in integrity. And the older I get and the more time I spend with all these, it's really like, I'm going to get weird here. My life is like Star Trek. It's like, if you told me when I was 6 years old that I would stand in front of these red light panels that charge my cells and put Tesla coils on my body and sit in cold water and meditate in a sauna, and my strength is improved, my energy, my mental clarity, my mental acuity all grows. It's like those things weren't happening, at least to my awareness, when I was like 6 or 7 or 8 years old. Now it's like, it's a thing and they work and they're effective, and it's a way to manage your health and actually take this like radical ownership of my health, right? It's like a preemptive strike on disease. You do not need to wait till you're saddled with chronic illness to do this stuff. I think the transformation in the world happens with the adoption of many of these things that we're talking about by the general public. I think that's when we'll see the shift in the world change for everyone, because not everybody has access to all this stuff. I realize how privileged I am to have these things in my home and to be able to grow and understand and educate myself better on how to get the best results from the embodiment of all these biohacking tools. That's it for today. This is your nudge, whatever you have access to, right? So I'll name some free ones. It could be walking barefoot in nature. It could be a cold shower that you are really present for 3 minutes. Maybe it's a minute in that cold sensation. And how do you bring that through the rest of your day? It could be an organic salad that you sit down to enjoy. And with every bite, every integration of nutrients into your system, you can feel your energetic field growing stronger, being washed over with waves of gratitude, because in a box in your kitchen, you have food that is made sustainable from a refrigerator that many people in the world don't have. We have all these luxuries that we take for granted. Most people listening to this podcast have these luxuries. It can be anything. So again, the embodiment of barefoot walk on the earth, the embodiment of an organic meal, the embodiment of looking at the first 45 minutes of sunlight, resetting your circadian rhythm, being washed again in these waves of gratitude that I woke up this morning and holy shit, we're alive. So however you want to do it, again, it's so simple. I would pull out a piece of paper. I'd make a note. What's one thing that you're doing for your health, for your wellness, that you might embody more? Less of a check mark, less of a get her done, and more of an embodiment. And that is my nudge to you to get more results, more energy, deeper sleep. I said it before, better muscles and better sex, by just adding intention-driven work to the things you're already doing. That's it for today. I love you so much. Namaste. My friends, you made it to the end of the podcast. Can you believe this is season 4? Wait, don't turn it off yet. Before you go, I have something very important I need to say. There are 2 ways in which we can build this relationship that we've been working on. The first one is to join me on my membership program at buymeacoffee.com/FreddieSetGo. You get early access to all the podcasts, bonus episodes, discounted coaching, and free webinars with thought leaders in the wellness and technology industry. The second way to support this guy right here is to go to FreddieSetGo.com and download the Beautifully Broken Buyer's Guide. This is my ebook It's a collection of transformational technology, supplements, and courses that have worked for me, my clients, and my family. These are things that I have found incredibly helpful in my personal healing journey, like the ionic foot bath, or amp coil, or the red light. Most offer significant discounts by clicking the link or using the discount code. Now, please know they don't cost you anything extra, and at the same time, they do support the podcast through affiliations. Friends, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's show, head over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. 5 stars if you loved it, and, well, I guess if you're compelled to listen to this entire thing and leave a 1-star review, I'm going to take that too. If you want to connect with me directly, I spend most of my time on the social media platform known as Instagram at Freddie Set Go. Or you can find me at buymeacoffee.com/FreddieSetGo or FreddieSetGo.com. And lastly, from my vast team of legal internet lawyers, which I pay a lot of money to, the information on this podcast is for educational purposes only. By listening, you agree not to use the information found here as medical advice to treat any medical condition in yourself or others. Always consult your own physician for any medical issues that you may be having. That's all for today. Our closing: the world is changing. We need you at your very best. So take the steps today to always be upgrading. Remember, while life is pain, putting the fractured pieces back together can be a beautiful process. I love you. I'm your host, Freddie Kimmel.